Coach, what did you see on film from that Galaxy game?
Good performance. I mean, I think they were tired, or they looked tired, but our team made them look tired in moments. We didn't win the overall possession battle, but that sometimes happens when you go ahead. The other team is coming back. Your team kind of sits back. 4 goals are good, very good, different. I'll stick by what I said afterwards. Our defending higher of the field was very good. And Jesus, you guys just entered him. Him and Masaski did an excellent job starting that, but then it was the guys in behind, Yaimar again, Kim Keehee, guys in midfield. It was a good performance.
Quickly, I was going to say, just to follow up on that, 3 of those goals came from turnovers that you guys forced in their end. And you were able to transition into offense. That was something early in the season that we had talked about, not kind of struggling with, to convert turnovers into scoring opportunities. Is that something you've emphasized, and it does seem like you are doing a better job of it?
Well, we emphasize 2 things. Whenever the ball turns over, your first look is forward. That's something we've been saying for a long time. That's just common sense. If you can play forward, bypass your opponent, that's always where most of the goals in our sport worldwide happen. They're executing those moments. I thought we've always been a pretty good, especially with Jordan. Maybe with Jordan, it was we win the ball a little deeper and he'd get in transition moments, the classic transition moments. But even then, we scored a lot of goals winning the ball in our mid-block going forward. I just think the guys are executing.
Brian, to quickly follow up and clarify something you said on Kajara last night, you mentioned Albert Rusnak 3 to 4 weeks with the hamstring. Was that 3 to 4 weeks from the injury or 3 to 4 weeks from now?
3 to 4 weeks from date of injury.
And when it comes to Brian Kent, you said 12 weeks. Does that put him out for the entirety of the year?
10 to 12.
How do you handle that, with a player that, has an option? You got to try to figure out if he continues to stay.
Great.
Is that just difficult just to handle, right? Because you got a guy, you kind of got to see him in a short amount of time, and now he's going to be sitting.
He's a good player. Love to have him around.
But you're thinking that he can make it back for other games this season?
I wouldn't count him out.
What about JP? JP is another guy that you had mentioned that maybe be back almost by now, but we haven't really seen him out in training.
He will be out on the field tomorrow. I can give you guys update probably when we get back from Minnesota because, that knee, the repair, the way it happened, we're taking that slow because, he's got a lot of miles on that knee and, it's his ACL reconstructed knee, so the guys are going to take it a little slower. But he'll make it back for games this year.
What about Steph? Do you think that Minnesota is a match that he would be back for?
Could be.
What kind of goes into making that kind of a decision in goal? As far as
it's talking to Tommy and making what's the best decision I can for the club.
I guess more what I'm kind of wondering too is is it a situation where Andrew would need rest because of you still plan to keep him in goal for the leagues?
Need rest. He's young and hungry. He would play all the games if he could.
Yeah.
Obviously, your team is in this top form, but over the last couple seasons, you've had some struggles. This year, you were focused on making this offense prolific. Now that they're as red hot as they are, do you reflect on what got you here to this point and where the team has been as good offensively?
We always do. Reflection's a very powerful tool. Makes you smarter.
Is there anything that you've kind of come about that
Sure.
kind of pushed you individually to kind of get over those bad times, and now you're where you are right now with this team?
Well, the players do most of the heavy lifting. It's not about me. They're the ones that are executing plays, like I said. And we've had a good process at this club for a long time. And we're proud of our record. We as coaches are proud of the job we do. It's ebbs and flows. 2018, we didn't lose twice in 18 games or some ridiculous number like that. So it's been there for a while. So.
Speaking of reflecting on early in the season, Minnesota handed you your only MLS home loss. How much do you reflect on that game looking ahead to Saturday?
Well, we'll probably take a look at it, but obviously players, were making a statement at that time, and I don't think the 2 games were particularly good. That game in Vancouver, they've pushed past that. I don't think that's an issue anymore. I think this is going to be a totally different match, and I think we match up well with Minnesota.
In terms of that, Minnesota plays such a unique system in terms of how they like to not possess, and how challenging is that to prepare for such a unique system like that?
Well, again, with whatever questions you guys are asking, we prepare for that all the time. It's about the players' execution. Right now, Minnesota has been executing. Look at their underlying numbers. They've been doing pretty good this year. Okay, but we're in a good run of form, and we're going to give them a game.
Speaking of execution, what did you take overall from Jesus' play at his first run instead of Albert in your system?
It wasn't his first run. He'd had some earlier in the year, and he's a great player. Does a lot of good things.
What does Jesus and Albert offer that are different? Like, how do you adjust, or do you adjust at all with how you set up?
We really don't adjust. We need a player in that pocket. And it's the same thing like if you're going to say, okay, Paul Rothrock and Pedro, Albert and Jesus, Kalani and Alex, Kim Kee-hee and Yaimar, or Kim Kee-hee and Jackson. Players bring their own personalities to different positions on the field. And so, it's comparing Albert to Jesus, in my opinion, is not a worthwhile exercise.
There was a comment on the broadcast that Pedro doesn't like to play defense, and it didn't seem like that matched up. How do you feel about him? Yeah, how do you feel about him?
It's not true. If I had to do one thing over again, taking Pedro out, he's been dealing with some tendonitis, some stuff like that. Just before I removed him, he ran back twice, tracked back 50, 60 yards, did the defending that I require out of that position, and I probably should have left him in the game a little bit more.
When it comes, to this couple of huge wins that you've had, you've been pretty calm about maybe not getting the team too high on, beating Sul in that fashion, LA Galaxy in that fashion. Is that just to kind of keep the team hungry, keep them steady, moving forward in the year?
The team's hungry enough. I don't think their heads are going to get out of whack because they've on a good run of form. I think the group is too experienced. I think they're getting some accolades from local and national media, but it's a grounded group.